This one is special.
Don Laubman's flown many aircraft in a long military career, but his first fighting machine was this very Hawker Hurricane, now undergoing restoration under the direction of the Calgary Mosquito Society. At the age of 92, he remembers it fondly.
And there's the aircraft that I've flown.
Laubman, a native Albertan born at Provost, had trained on the Tiger Moth, but the Hurricane?
Well, it's a different world, really. The speed, what you're sitting in, it's a fighting machine, as opposed to a joy ride in a biplane at low speed. It was fascinating. I enjoyed that so much.
Laubman enlisted in the Royal Canadian Air Force at the outbreak of World War II. He was 21 when he was posted to Victoria, British Columbia. It was there that he flew this very aircraft on home defense duties. It's now well into restoration by Historic Aviation Services in Wetaskiwin. Its outer wing panels have been restored, as well as the main undercarriage legs. Now work is underway on the center section and the fuselage.
It was a very stable aircraft, easy to fly. It was a gentle aircraft, and the appeal was its speed. It went a lot faster than a Tiger Moth.
That's a big plus.
Byron Reynolds is heading up the restoration of the Hurricane. He says the aircraft was a formidable weapon.
You had each gun capable of firing plus or minus 1,000 rounds a minute. So in 1 minute, you could put 12,000 rounds of .303 ammunition, and you could basically set the angle of the guns, but they generally were set so that at a predetermined distance, all the bullets met in about a 2-foot square box at some point in front of the airplane. Generally, it was about 300 yards. So imagine a 2-foot square of airspace with 12,000 rounds of .303 ammunition converging on it over the course of a minute. And that gives you some idea of the knockdown punch that this particular configuration had.
What would you like to say to, let's say, students, junior high, high school students, about the men who flew these aircraft and who flew these aircraft in defense of their country?
The fact that these kids were lining up in droves and flying these aircraft in combat with, sometimes less than 200 hours of total flight time. I mean, some of these kids never even learned how to drive a car until they came back from overseas after spending 5 or 6 years overseas flying these airplanes. Never even really got a driver's license until they came back to Canada. They were strictly off the farm, off the streets. Pretty amazing when you think about it.
Don Laubman went on to fight in Europe. He became the 4th highest ranked ace in the RCAF, shooting down 15 enemy aircraft and earning the Distinguished Flying Cross with bar. He ended a 32-year career with the RCAF with the rank of Lieutenant General. Knowing that the very aircraft he flew was being restored was something very close to Laubman's heart.
A very, very warm feeling. When you see a puppy dog, you want to stroke his head. And that would be exactly the feeling I'd have with that airplane.